Tonight, millions urged to flee Florida as approaching Hurricane Irma lashes Cuba. Dozens killed in the most powerful earthquake to hit Mexico in nearly a century. The Prime Minister visits Darwin to boost the country Liberals, and he takes a swipe at the government's fracking moratorium.
Pull the trigger. Get on with them. Get on with them.
And edible fashion life-size cakes enthrall crowds in Darwin. Good evening, Amy Culpitt with ABC News. One of the largest evacuations in American history is underway in Florida as Hurricane Irma heads towards the Sunshine State. The monster storm has killed at least 21 people and left tens of thousands homeless in the Caribbean. For the island nations, there's no relief with a second hurricane following Irma's path. From Miami, ABC correspondent Connor Duffy reports.
This is the view from the Bahamas as Hurricane Irma continues to cause catastrophic destruction.
The death toll in Mexico continues to climb after the country was hit by a powerful earthquake. More than 60 people are confirmed dead and at least 200 are injured. Chief Foreign Correspondent Phil Williams reports from Mexico City.
An ordinary night at a bowling alley became a disaster zone.
A dire humanitarian situation is emerging in Bangladesh as the shocking number of Rohingya Muslims fleeing Myanmar continues to climb. Since the country's military launched a brutal crackdown in late August, more than 250,000 people have crossed the border and many are without food, water and shelter. South Asia correspondent James Bennett reports from the Khartoum refugee camp near the Bangladesh border with Myanmar.
From horror to hardship.
The Prime Minister's made a quick visit to the top end, giving a boost to the country Liberals' annual conference today and attacking the NT government's moratorium on fracking. The CLP is looking at ways to reinvigorate itself after last year's crushing election loss. Georgia Hitch reports.
Hey, how are you? Prime Minister?
Rallying the troops of the Country Liberals Party.
The National Party is demanding the federal government eliminate renewable energy subsidies. The Deputy Prime Minister, Barnaby Joyce, today told his party's federal conference he wants to focus on supporting the coal industry. Here's Regional Affairs reporter Lucy Barber.
And Barnaby, I invite you to address us this morning.
A leader under pressure needs all the support he can get.
Northern Territory Police won't be investigating a complaint over new alcohol laws which blocked liquor giant Dan Murphy's from coming to Darwin. Independent Robin Lamley had questioned if political donations from the hotels industry had influenced the NT government's policy and referred her complaint to police. Police say they've assessed the matter and won't launch a formal investigation. But Ms Lamley says she's disappointed because police told her they didn't interview anyone before making the decision. The banned drinker register is in full swing in the Territory, but police are still patrolling outside bottle shops in Alice Springs. The police union says it's a waste of resources and needs to be stopped.
When Joseph Jacamara Eggar goes to the bottle shop, he's never sure if he'll be allowed in.
Would you eat a shoe, a handbag or a dress? Well, people in the Darwin suburb of Casuarina had the opportunity today. Local cake artist Tenny Russo showed off her edible boutique, which included a clutch bag, shoes and ball gown. Ms Russo says she's completely self-taught and invested countless hours into the project. The dress alone has 140 kilograms of cake, 40 kilos of fondant and 35 kilos of chocolate ganache. The Sydney Swans have ended Essendon's season with a 65-point victory in the elimination final at the SCG. Lance Franklin kicked 4 goals as Sydney booked a date with Geelong at the MCG on Friday.
Sydney had defied the odds after losing its first 6 games of the season.
In rugby league, Cameron Smith has celebrated setting a new record for the most games in the NRL by leading the Storm to victory against the Eels. The Broncos will host a sudden death semi next weekend after their loss to the Roosters last night, while today Melbourne progressed to a grand final qualifier, winning a close one against Parramatta.
Cameron Smith walked out alone for his record-breaking game.
Now to the weather. Our picture tonight comes from Colin Miller, taken at Largemanu. It was a dry and sunny day across the territory after an early morning cloud band cleared. A bit of wind picked up north of Tennant Creek during the day. Certainly getting warmer. It was 35 degrees in Darwin today, 36 in Bachelor and Dundee Beach, 34 in Katherine, Nhulunbuy 31 and Borroloola 35. Alice Springs topped 26 degrees, Yulara and Tennant Creek both with 29. Around Australia today, it reached just 15 degrees in Melbourne and Canberra, Sydney 19, and in Adelaide, a top of 17 degrees. On the satellite, there's a cloud band over the territory, while a high over South Australia is slowly moving east as the trough over Western Australia approaches the NT. Interstate tomorrow, a top of 20 in Sydney and Adelaide, some rain in Perth, cloudy in Hobart and Brisbane. To our north, thunderstorms in Bangkok and Singapore, rain in Bali and Dili. Around the territory tomorrow, 27 in Alice Springs, Yulara and Yuendamu, both with expected tops of 30, 31 in Tennant Creek. Taking a look along the northern coastline, 35 in Katherine and Borroloola, and in the west, 34 in Wadair. On the Tiwis, it should hit 35, Jabiru 36, and in Darwin, a sunny day with a warm top of 34 degrees. A severe fire danger is forecast for the Darwin and Adelaide River districts. The morning high tide will be at 8:20, seas off Darwin to 1 metre with winds to 15 knots. The sun will rise tomorrow at 6:44 and set at 6:43. In Darwin, temperatures staying around the mid-30s all week, but some cloud will move in from Tuesday. And looking ahead, generally sunny with 1 or 2 showers developing about the north coast on Tuesday, becoming warmer in the centre ahead of a southeasterly change moving into the southern border districts on Tuesday. And that means warmer temperatures at the start of the working week, getting up into the 30s. Then it'll drop back come Wednesday with some cloud cover, otherwise mostly sunny. And that's ABC News this Saturday night. Enjoy your weekend. Good night.